This is Shaun Sport in podcast form.
Going to kick things off with cricket, which is the fourth test, gets underway at Old Trafford on Wednesday night. And Usman Khawaja did the press conference probably today, this morning our time. And he was talking about the fact that the crowd have been going absolutely ballistic over in the UK.
Oh, well, we know that's what the Barmy Army are. Like, do you know what I mean? We know they do that.
Yeah, but it's got pretty full on. So the last game where it was Kerry who stumped John Bairstow from the England team, and everyone said that's not the spirit of the game because he had walked down the crease a little bit. So the crowd then went into the Lord's walk-through area and were just abusing the players.
Well, no, they were the members. That was the members doing that. Yeah, so the players walk through normally, and then members are normally supposed to be civilised.
Well, Nath, you know Wimbledon, how it's all little hoity-toity and all that kind of stuff. Yes. Lord's cricket ground and the cricket supporters are very much the same.
So it's like it's where the gentlemen go to watch the gentlemen's game.
That's right. And they pride themselves on that. This is a gentleman's area.
So there should just been a series of unimpressed glove slaps.
That's right.
There should be.
Or just like turn away and pretend that they're not there. But they were abusing them.
They were abusing them.
And including Usman Khawaja, who is the mildest mannered play going around.
Yeah, so everything's been going right out of control. When I saw Swampy Marsh in Bali, he was saying that Ricky Ponting was needing security people to go around with him because the crowd were going.
He's not even playing.
And he said, if I was Ricky, I would be leaving that country. They're that full on at the moment.
But how full on can a crowd of gentlemen really be?
No. So there's the gentlemen in the members, and then there's the ferals in the outer.
And these are the ferals.
No, it's all of them.
So the members behaved appallingly.
Yeah, but I'm saying, how bad can a feral gentleman be, really? You know, like, I'm displeased with the game and your performance.
They were pretty abusive.
Oh, you remember when Homer was challenging everyone to a duel and he was slapping them in the face?
Yes, glove slaps.
That can be dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
Here's Usman Khawaja talking about the supporters.
When we were at Edgbaston, they were calling Travis Head a CU, you know what? I'm like, I can't believe that you can actually say that in a public domain anywhere. So it can be a little bit disappointing at times, and I think it's the same way in Australia. I think we can take it too far.
It seems to be okay to say it in here. Whenever there's a song being playing, just know it's being said.
Ozzy did say that he wouldn't take his kids to the cricket. He wouldn't let his kids go. And that's one of the reasons why. And you go, that goes against the... the cricket should be for everybody.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. He said there at the moment, and certainly in Australia, they've taken it too far. Well, the big news really tonight, it's all about Tottenham Hotspur playing the West Ham United. And if you saw the news last night, you would have seen, tens of thousands of people turn up to watch Tottenham train at the Wacker. Great setup too. And we got to defer to our producer, Amy, whose husband went along. Amy?
He went along.
Yep. Amy, who we call Hot Toddy.
Yeah. Now he's a dyed-in-the-wool Spurs fan, but he is also a soccer coach. So, he's fully invested, right?
Very much so. Yes. So he filmed a lot of their
drills.
And he was showing me when he got home last night.
So he can use them for his...
Well, he goes, it just happened so fast. He goes, I couldn't even work out how they
transition from one to the other.
Into those positions.
Yeah.
He said it was brilliant.
Oh, he was never going to say anything else.
Does he like people to get in position really quickly, does he, Amy?
No mucking around.
He's a busy man.
So, Ames, one of the things is when any of us film something and then we go, hey,
and
come and have a look at what I saw last night.
Again.
No one gives a shit.
No.
You did.
I was a little bit excited. I was like, so how many people were there?
Yes.
Show me photos and stuff. And they had the music blaring the whole time.
Kids?
And which was a good thing because one of his mates took his kid and he got a little bit bored.
Yeah, right.
So
it's amazing though to find something that the whole family can stalk. Yes. And that's what you guys have done. Isn't that amazing? To all be into
a family
something.
passion.
Yes. That's really nice. Really great. Really great.
I'm so happy for you.
When you all go to prison.
I mean,
for living in these people's roofs.
And life's going to get pretty dull after this week. But milk it while you can.
And it's Ange Postecoglou's first game in charge of Tottenham, and it's here in Australia, which is quite amazing. And the last thing with the round ball game, Lionel Messi was unveiled at Inter Miami overnight, and there was the whole stadium was full.
It's extraordinary, isn't it?
David Beckham met him on stage. It was crazy. He's getting paid a lot of money. He's there for a couple of seasons only.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Extraordinary.
All right, it's all happening tonight. We're very excited to see Tottenham Hotspur and West Ham United live from 7:30. We can see that. Sorry, that's 5:30 our time. You can check it out on 10 Bold, 10 Play and Paramount. And one man who will be sideline calling all the action is the great one, Andy Harper. Good morning, Andy.
Yeah, morning to you guys. How are you?
Oh, great, Andy. Perth is just a buzz right now. We didn't get Taylor Swift, so we're gonna. We've got this, and we've got this metal object that's washed up on the beach.
Yes.
So we're pretty excited about.
There's a lot going on.
But even shockingly so, we were all invited to this game, were we not? Yes.
I think we must have.
Yes, we were all invited. Okay. None of us are going.
No. We don't. It's a school night, Andy.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, school nights come and go, but Tottenham and West Ham don't often drop into Perth, so ignore the invitation that you're by choice, of course.
I mean, we can watch it on the telly, though, so luckily you're going to be doing a great job.
Yeah, I'll get a great view on the telly.
Hey, Andy, over here we've been talking a lot about Tottenham and obviously a massive crowd at the Wacker. Did you go to training last night?
I went to training yesterday morning.
Oh, yes.
I didn't training last night. Yeah, it was great fun, actually. I've cast 1,000. It's quite remarkable.
I was kind of thinking and feeling sorry for West Ham because all the shine is with Ange being over here, which you're a great mate of, and the Spurs being in town.
Yeah, well, Ange is writing a great story. It's just fascinating to watch. The next chapter for him starts tonight against West Ham, and this is the biggest coaching appointment in the history of Australian sport. To have an Aussie guy at one of the big clubs in the biggest sports club competition in the world it's really remarkable. And to see how he's going to go is, of course, a big point of fascination. And that's not to take away from West Ham. They're a fantastic football club. They've got a great presence historically in West Australia as well. But there's only one Ange Postecoglou, and the timing of this whole thing has really injected this clash tonight with a whole dose of steroids, hasn't it?
Hasn't it? Big time.
Yeah. I want to know, there's a lot of money that flew over on these flights, isn't there?
A lot
of money. So what do you think? What is the highest paid person that's here in Perth currently for the EPL, and what would the lowest paid person be?
Oh, the lowest paid?
Yeah.
Well, the gear stewards wouldn't be getting.
No, the people that are playing.
I don't know what the salaries are. Just to put some context on it, Declan Rice, West Ham's best player, hasn't made this trip because he's just left West Ham to join Arsenal on a British record fee of £105 million.
Oh, jeez.
And now Ange, of course, and Spurs are trying to keep hold of their star player, Harry Kane.
Yes.
England's premier striker. If Declan Rice is getting $105 million, I can assure you that Daniel Levy, the owner of Spurs, is holding out for more than that for Harry Kane. So cascades down into their salaries, I don't know, a lazy few £100,000 per week.
Yeah.
Per week.
Yeah. Well, that's what they get paid.
So they can afford to buy us a drink if we bump into them, is what you're saying.
Per week.
At least one.
Oh, Andy.
Maybe the whole brewery.
Hey, Andy, how excited would you be? I mean, because I'm guessing you didn't get quite that money. How excited would you be every pay packet that came around? It'd be like you're winning lotto repeatedly.
Well, it must get boring. It must just be like passing go and collecting your 200 for just rolling the time.
200,000.
Yeah, I'd love to be that bored.
Yeah.
A few other zeros at the end of it. How much does the money mean? When you got that much, I mean, I can't comment about the individuals. You don't want to be disrespectful, but there's that much money flowing around. How can you keep? Not like the rest of us count all our pennies.
I suppose money wouldn't even be really a thing. You know how much money you've got. So much stuff would be coming to you for free.
Yeah. They're not worrying about the cost of living.
No, but one of the things...
But like money, you'd look at money completely differently.
Yeah, and by the way, you would look at it in a way that and it's not with how much I'm going to be able to buy a house for. It'd probably be versus the next player I should be getting...
Yes.
Ronaldo and Lionel Messi would probably be going at each other through their management. Yeah. I should be getting paid a certain amount of money.
Wow.
Andy?
Yeah.
Well, I think you're right. I think at that level, certainly of football, maybe the other games as well, but at that level, the players and their agents all peg their salaries against each other, and it does become it becomes a cash race, really, and it's a status thing. It's not actually about the wads of money; it's the status of being of the pecking order
being
of
the highest player paid.
The highest player, yeah.
Wow.
that is a big driver in all this. It's completely out of touch with certainly the origins of sport, and it's certainly miles out of touch with the way most people live their lives. We just sit back and look and wonder what this all can be like. But in the end, it's just about how well they can kick a football around the field.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty ridiculous way to value someone, but that's what we do.
Yeah, it certainly is.
True.
Andy, so we've seen that Lionel Messi was unveiled overnight with Inter Miami. I was watching... I mean, I know he's paid an extraordinary amount of money. We're just talking about that, but it doesn't seem like these guys get any time off, like a couple of weeks, and then it's just full time.
Are you feeling sorry for him?
No, I don't feel sorry for him. I'm just saying to be at that level, obviously, it takes a lifetime of commitment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and look, it's all scalable. So when you get to that level, again, we sort of look at their schedule through the prism of our own existence.
Yes.
Different existence, because they've got that many people doing stuff. Like, they don't have to get home and cook dinner for their kids. They don't have to get all these daily chores which soak up so much of our time. This whole existence is scalable. So the higher up, the more the more stuff that gets done by other people, and you just sail on. I mean, I had my eyes open to this first, naive as they were, at the very start of the A-League at Sydney FC when the Japanese superstar Kazu came to Sydney FC. And I should have known better, but I didn't. I could look the entourage following him, hairdressers, this, that, and the other, just making sure that all he had to do was put on boots and get that ball around the field. Yeah. Everything else looked after. So you look at a Messi, a unique 1 in 7 billion chance talent. Yep. And, of course, the entourage around that to make sure that he can just keep kicking that ball straight is multi-layered. So, and they don't have time. There's not enough downtime for their bodies to go to pot. Again, not like you and I, who have to plan our exercise regime to keep the fat off. Yeah. They don't have to. They're just on the treadmill, and everyone, sycophants, entourage, supporters, advisors, they're all just there making sure the machine is greased.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? Because they could literally think about the movie Coming to America, right? When he's in the bath, he's in the bath,
the
and then the woman comes up and she goes, "The royal penis is clean, sir."
It's pretty close.
And the guy wiping their bum. Do you reckon there are people out there that are that rich that they? Do you reckon there is a person out there that is that rich that they have someone's job is to wipe their bum?
Well, if I was, I would be. No, I'd be going with the royal penis.
Hey, Andy, before we let you go, we better talk about the Women's World Cup. Of course, that kicks off, very soon. Can the Matildas get it done, you reckon, at home? Is it possible?
Mate, the closer it gets, the more games they play before the kickoff. Yeah, I think they're right in the top number of possibilities, depending on, obviously, the bounce of the ball, and that rule applies to all 32 teams. But there's only one team. Well, the Kiwis, but they're not going to do anything. That sounds like the Matildas do. There's only one team here with home ground advantage, and right around the world in football. And we saw the English women's team in their Euros last year, just riding to the championship on the back of huge national support. And that's going to happen here. The numbers for the Matildas are off the charts. The sellout on Thursday to get things going, going to set the fuse. If they win and get on a roll, the place is going to go crazy. And I think they're a good chance of doing it. And we certainly wish them well. It's going to be a great tournament. And Perth, of course, are going to get their in-person taste of the whole thing when the circus rolls through. So it'll be fun for all the locals.
Yeah, absolutely, Andy. We really appreciate your time, mate. Looking forward to seeing you at Boundary Side tonight. We can watch it, as I said. It's at 5:30 Perth time, in fact, on 10 Bold, 10 Play and Paramount Plus. Good on you, Andy.
Yeah, and a quick shout-out to the Glory. They also play tonight in their Australia Cup qualifier up in Darwin against Macarthur. So whilst we'll be watching West Ham and Spurs, we'll be having another screen going just to make sure that the Glory job too.
Yeah. No one's going to be watching that. Thank you, Andy.
We will.
We love your work, Andy. Thanks, mate.
Shaun Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.